Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hey!
I'm kind of shy, so let's see if I can do this.
Way to be social. You can take it off.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Amazing.
I feel like Last Comic Standing or something like that. I've kind of gotten to the point now that I'm starting to hate social media. And don't say ooh, man. I'm on it 24 hours a day, so I've earned the right because I'm an addict. And the intervention crew broke in yesterday, and I tweeted about it. So it is Last Comic Standing. I don't hate social media. Like, I don't hate the fact of it. I'm dying over the term. The term's killing the industry. The term social media. Okay. The term media means push, right? People think media is push. Corporations hear media, well, we just have to shift our media buy over to social. See, social media is not a campaign. Engagement's not a campaign. Conversation isn't a 2-week churn rate before you see results. Do you see what I'm getting at here? Social media is not media. Can we call it conversations? Can we call it relationships? Because if we can do that, I'll stay. I hate sitting in boardrooms now and looking at a CFO, and he looks at me and says, Scott, what's the ROI? I die inside. I'm actually 17 years old, and I've aged 20 years because of these questions. Smart people who go to networking events and talk to people and small talk and get to know each other because it's good for business, gets online to Twitter and they go, I don't get it. It's the same damn thing, but it's virtual. And it's 140 characters. Don't talk so much, it's okay. You're killing me inside. You're killing children. Every time you ask, what's the ROI of Twitter? A kitten dies. Maybe 2. I don't know. You know why they don't understand the ROI of Twitter? They don't understand the R or the I part. If you don't know, if you're new to the game, ROI means return on investment. They don't understand the investment, and they don't understand the return. The investment isn't usually money, right? It's time. But if you want a monetary ROI, I've got the greatest one in the world. Invest $0 and make $1, your return is frickin' infinite. It's 1 over 0. Give them on a spreadsheet and have their Excel do that for a while. You'll be busy for a year. Can't compute. You're welcome. If you want a hard dollar, it's different. You know why? Because it's not about Twitter. And I get really offended about people who don't do Twitter right or they mock Twitter. You know why I get offended? It's not Twitter. It's people. And you know what? I dig people. It's the people behind Twitter who believe in it that make it work. And I'm totally to another level of loving Twitter and loving you people who I know on Twitter. Because this weekend, I'm sure some of you may have known of a small gathering on this weekend that happened. G20 or something that happened this weekend. I live in Oakville, so I'm not only a douchebag, I live in a bubble, a secluded bubble. I grew up there, so I'm uber douchebag. So I'm there. My sister lives downtown. Okay, my sister's 32, I think, and she's still my baby sister. And when the rioting started happening on Saturday, my sister manages the Urban Outfitters across from the Eaton Center. You know the one you saw on CP24 getting smashed open? I thought she wasn't at work. And here's my story of, you want ROI on Twitter? This is it for me, okay? Because the ROI is people. I didn't realize she was working. Because who the hell would open their goddamn store during a riot? Yeah, but we have a sale. So my mom calls me and says, have you talked to your sister? I said, she's probably at home on her balcony watching the Insanity. She goes, no, she's at work. Some douche nozzle in New York City told her to open the store, so she did. And I tweeted out on Saturday, I know some of you saw it, is anybody down on the court because my sister runs the Urban Behavior store, and just then I see a smashed window on TV, and I said, can somebody tell me if they're okay, if she's okay? Within 5 minutes, I had 4 people in that crowd, not knowing each other, walk, run, push through people to get to that store to tell me if my sister was okay. They took up people. Is Dan here tonight? Is D Hawk around here? Is he here tonight? If you don't, D_Hawk, can you give him a big what's up and a thank you from me? He's one of the guys that went there. I love him to death for doing that. Can you tell him thank you from me? He went there, took a picture, sent it to me and said, everybody's out, the police are in front, it's okay. You know what the ROI is of Twitter? That. It's relationships. It's people who give a shit about each other online. That is the coolest goddamn thing I've ever seen. I've been online since '94. I'm one of the old school crew. I'm an IRC, ICQ. I'm in a house of geeks. I love you all. Right? I'm that. I've been logged on. I haven't logged off since '94. Okay? Right? I still have a GeoCities site somewhere. I still got my Angel Fire is there. I got it all. I do. I got smiley accounts and animated GIFs and under construction. I got it all. But you know what the coolest thing I've ever found is Twitter. Because my ROI, I benefit, I profit, not only financially. I don't run martyr marketing, I do run marketing, I do have a business. But financially, intellectually, and emotionally, and socially. Your ROI isn't 1. It's 4. It's incredible. The ability to have people here tonight who I haven't met in person walk up to me and say, how's your sister? Usually that would be a question where I'd punch you in the face for. Like, how's your mother? But people ask me, there's 5 people here tonight, including you, who said, how's your sister? Looked me in the eye and said, how's your sister? How cool is that? I never want to have to justify ROI ever again. I'm done arguing Twitter. You don't like Twitter? I don't care. Stay off it. Out of my Twitter pool. You're probably peeing it and complaining about the temperature anyways. I don't want you in my pool anymore, okay? Twitter, and that's why I understand that corporations aren't getting it, because they don't control the message. Somebody had asked about what does fashion industry think about Twitter, and they don't control it, they're always dictating. Corporations won't get it. And I had this kind of epiphany, if I can use a douchey word like that, a little while ago, 4 or 5 months ago. I went from everybody needs to be on Twitter to everybody should not be on Twitter. I realized you can't train people to care about what people say. I actually realized, I firmly believe that companies, for the most part, especially publicly traded companies, really don't care what the customer thinks. Think about that for a second. They really don't want to know what you think. They just want you to buy and shut up. It's buy and goodbye, and then buy again. I don't want your opinion. I didn't ask for your opinion, and that's the way they're going to do things, and I'm okay with that. The rest of us can just hang out on there and enjoy it, and come to great frickin' events like this, and hang out and realize that relationships are everything. And then realize, even on a business sense, we're not holding hands here and singing We Are the World. We could, if you like. Karaoke later on. I'll be Lionel Richie. I'm not going to do the impersonation right now. But you understand that the ROI and what Twitter brings is relationships. And if you want to make it a business case, because I know you sometimes have to, that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. That's not new. That's centuries old. People do business with who they know, like, and trust. And what are you doing to increase those 3 silos? And Twitter can help that. Twitter can't help it if you're a jackass, right? If your product sucks, it just sucks harder on social media, right? It doesn't fix things. It doesn't make them better if you're an idiot. That's the thing that happens. I learned these things. And you know what I learned the best? That there's some great people out there. It's been my people filter. And I've found great people through Twitter, both locally and internationally, that give a damn about each other. And you can't get that. I can sit on my couch and connect like that. That's cool. We're humans. We like to connect. We like to be validated, we want to feel accepted. That is centuries old. And that's what in 140 characters Twitter can do. People have my back on there, it's the coolest thing in the world. People have made fake accounts of me the past month, like 7 fake on marketing accounts. Really? You got that much time on your hands? Just being vicious about me. Really? You hate me so much you're trying to beat me? Is that how it works? It's amazing where people will spend. You know what happens? People have your back. And they DM you, and they reply and support to you, and they report it for spam. That is so cool. Taking a stand and standing up for each other is a lost art form, and I like to see it, and I'm happy to see it back. And I'm happy to see it come back. But people say, well, you can't accept criticism. No, there's a difference between criticism and being an asshole. Right? And the second and the latter is not acceptable to my friends, which a lot of you are now. And the only reason you're that is because of Twitter. So, thanks for coming tonight. Thanks for having me in my little rant, and have a drink or two. Thanks, guys. Questions? Anybody? Concerns? Issues?
What are your thoughts on automatic tweets?
Boy. Can you please state your name and your address and everything else?
Casey Stewart.
So the question was, what is my feeling on automated tweets? And he knew because this will make a vein pop out of my head. I'm all about authenticity. And Twitter's a different beast. And that you can't have presence without being present. You can't automate authenticity. People say, well, look, I can be there without being there. Oh, no, no, no. Don't do that. I saw a speaker once speaking, and on the tweet stream behind them, which was up on the screen on her other side, a tweet came up from her as she was talking about being authentic. I don't have to make this up, kids. I just sat there and went, nobody realizes the irony of this. Like, I thought Lance Morissette was going to break out singing a song at this level. You can't do it. Can you do it? Is it okay to automate? It's your call. There's no freaking rules. I understand that. But you can't automate it. People can see it. And if you think you're talking to somebody, because it's very personal and very individual based, if I realize after talking for 3 weeks you're automating your stuff, that's dirty. Makes me feel dirty, like I have to have a crime game shower in the back. I don't like that. I call it mannequin networking, trying to be somewhere without being there. It's like showing up here tonight, putting a mannequin out and saying, we're here, and running out the door. Sure, the drunk dude's going to talk to the mannequin for a little while, but that's it. I don't think it works. And you know what, if you send one automated tweet, like you link your blog to automatically say it, you're not Satan. I understand that. But when you do it once, you do it twice. It's just like crack. You do it once, you're going to do it twice. Then you're going to automate 3 times a week, and then 5 times a day. The next thing you know, I don't even have to be there. That's wrong. Get out of my Twitter pool. You don't need to be in there. Thank you for your question, man. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
How do you feel about the evolution of the internet? Now 0.94 instead of now.
How do I feel about the evolution of the internet?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Porn. Lots of porn. Facial. Everything, you know. Porn's gotten a lot more free. It's been awesome. You know what? The evolution of the internet has been really cool. It's gone from dictation to collaboration to engagement. And I love it. And it's going even deeper. And people ask me what's next a lot of times. And I usually say, we're not doing now very well. Let's look at doing now better in social media. Let's not try to find what the next thing in social media is. Let's fix now. Let's fix your blog. Let's fix your how you tweet. Let's fix how you're doing on your Facebook page. But I think it's the coolest thing. And that's one of the biggest points. In the mid-90s, again, back to my geeks who are in the room right here. Can I hear your shouts again, my geek shouts? And the rest of you noobs who aren't. I said noobs. Pwned. We were at a huge... You remember back in the late 90s? Anybody else coming out of college like I was? You ran the world. CEOs had no freaking clue what's going on. You walked out and you wrote your ticket. Remember that? Until the bubble went. But before that, it was pretty awesome. We're at a second shift right now. And to identify we're in the shift is the coolest thing in the world. Realize it. It's not a fad. Relationships aren't a fad, and it's not a trend. We've changed. A horrible term, but it's true. It's this 2.0 world where it goes back and forth. Everybody's relevant, and everything is immediate, and I love it. That everybody has a voice, regardless of creed, race, financial standing, or size of your computer. You have a voice, and I freaking love that. So we're there. Thank you for your question. Great question. Okay, time? Yeah, one more question. Yeah.
I'm actually going to Andy and Gansberg. I'm going to direct this question not to you, but to everyone else. Out of curiosity, since we are talking about Twitter, how many of you found out about this meetup through Twitter? Anyone?
Can I repeat the question at least, even though it wasn't to me? How many people have found out about tonight's event through Twitter? Hands up. Hey-o.
Wow. There's a return.
Yeah, well, there's your return on investment, exactly. You know, again, if you believe that business is built on relationships, make building them your business. It's the most simple thing I can give you. That's it. When I started Twitter, when I got onto Twitter, I got to give this 2-minute backstory. In April 08, I joined, and my reaction was a lot like you. Twitter's lame. Somebody said they had tuna for lunch. I'm like, that hasn't changed my day. Whoopity frickin' do that you had tuna for lunch. And I got like 1,400 followers in 8 months, and in January 1st, 09, I decided to live on Twitter because I believed there was something there. And I tweeted 7,000 times that January. 7,000 times. I went from 1,400 followers to 10,000. To where I am now. But I analyzed, I've tweeted 52,000 times. You'll say you got a problem. I know. I have a huge problem, Jerry. I know. I've got a huge issue. I get that. But you know what? 75% of those tweets were replies. Which means I've had over 37,000 points of conversation. That is the coolest stat in my brain to me in the world, that I've had 37,000 points of conversation. And there was no other way I could do that. And there's no other way I'd be standing here right now. So everybody, again, enjoy the night. Thank you for having me over here. Thank you, my friends, for having me. Appreciate it very much. Take care.